Hello everybody, welcome back. Let's have a quick look at VRA, but before that, just an overview on Bitcoin. So Bitcoin going sideways and still remaining above that 45,500 zone, which is where these wicks keep falling. Now, because they keep falling in this zone, there is a very strong and almost like most likely scenario that it will break down from here. But for the moment, we had bullish divergence on the 4-hourly. And yesterday I said that if we do have another stab down, which it looks like we will do, it could then progress into an uptrend, well not an uptrend, but a bounce that leads us up to the top of the accumulation zone between $49,000 and $50,000. But if we look at the way that this chart is progressing, which is certainly still going down below all major moving averages at this moment in time, we've got a death cross that's that looks like it's going to incur probably by this time next week. Definitely within a week to 10 days of this current range. If we break down further, that'll happen quicker. But that's not the end of the world. I know a lot of people like to play golden crosses and death crosses as actual signals. But when we're in a bull market, which I still strongly believe that we are in a bull market, based on the weekly, this is an uptrend. We've got higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. It's very much an uptrend on the weekly. So longer term time frames are what determines the market for me, which is still a bull market. But we go on to the lower term time frames like the daily. Yeah, it does look like we want to come down, and that death cross would probably just be a red herring event like the last one was. We had this big pullback in May. Most of the price action accumulated around this zone. We had a death cross here. Price action came down a little bit further, but pretty much all the price had taken place before that death cross actually happened. So anyone who wanted to try and play that or go bearish, in the form of a bear market, was probably going to be caught out and probably got wrecked really, unless they had some decent risk management skills. So that is Bitcoin sideways with a potential upside in the short term, but overall, we're going to hash out this range with a very likely possibility that we break down below the 45,500 over the next few weeks or so. And that's basically based on the fact that there's lots of wicks down here. We are testing this area, and the more times we test it, the more likely it is to break. Now, obviously, I can change, and I will go full bore bullish. If we were to break above the 200 exponential, have a bullish retest on it, and start an uptrend, and find our way back into this major zone here, which starts at 53,800, and well, it doesn't really matter where it ends. If we can get in there, then I'm bullish on Bitcoin. But this is a video about VRA, so let's have a look at VRA. So on the Bitcoin pairing, doesn't look particularly good below all major moving averages, heading back down towards this major area of support, 6,236 sats thereabouts. Now this is Kucoin, so we have an extra decimal, so I know that that's not 6,000, it's more like 600, but I'm going to call it 6,000 because we trade it on Kucoin and that's what it says. So 6,000 sats, so that's what we're looking for here. The last big dip down here actually had a very good reaction at that level. This also marks this area where we started the last portion of the parabolic uptrend, and also a kind of a bullish retest around that zone as well. So if there were to be bids that were going to get filled as a bit of a knife-catching event, it would be around 6,200. You probably want to front-run that ever so slightly, maybe 6,400 just to get in there. Again, I'm not your financial advisor. This is not financial advice. Now, this looks a bit weird. I don't know if I can take this seriously, but the money flow index on the daily shot right up to 97 just today. I think that might just be a bit of an anomaly, but if that can be taken seriously and the price action looks like this definitely doesn't look like a good thing to have. This would basically mean that anything that's going into it is being instantly sold off, and basically the volume is definitely going to leave, bringing the price action down. So I think this area is almost a certainty down to the low 6,000s, maybe even lower. You might even get a week lower. Well, what that would mean for the dollar pairing or the tether pairing would certainly be the 3 cent zone taken out and probably a wick down to 2.5 cent. And that would again be areas marked off on the chart from historical price action. So we had a very good reaction around that level here. Again, it's kind of flat numbers, isn't it? We've got 3 cent, 2.5 cent. So basically incremental steps down, which makes sense because that's human behavior for you. They like round numbers and simple things. As I am human, I can relate to that. But that looks as though how the VRA chart is going to play out. So it doesn't look particularly healthy at all. There is a possibility that we bounce around 3 cent, just as we could bounce around 6,200 on the Bitcoin pair. But overall, it doesn't look particularly good. But things can turn around pretty quickly, and Bitcoin, currently is having a bit of a bounce. But if the VRA chart remains red like this, and the Bitcoin pairing will be brought down by a default. Right, I'm going to leave it with you there, guys. But thanks for watching. Hope you have a nice day. Take it easy.